Alrighty, Jambox breaks here. It's 11:46 p.m. Eastern Time on the 19th of November. Our last two boxes of 2016 Perfect Game Leaf. Tomorrow I'll be posting. I got 6 boxes 2014. It will be cheaper. I'll post them tomorrow. Alright, here's who we got in the break. We got Dan, David, Byron, Sarah. We'll call Byron Bob. Jimmy, Ben, Eric, and Rick. Good luck, everybody. Anything higher than 4 or 4 lower, do a reroll as always. Alright, Rick on bottom, Dan on top. Roll the dice 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Starting off with Dan on top and David on bottom. The D sandwich. See if it'll get bigger here. Alright, we got Dan A and B, Sarah with C, Ben with D, Dan with E, Jimmy with F, Eric with G, David with H and I, and J. David, you got J again, man. It's like every break. Sarah with K, L goes to Byron, David with M and N, Ben with O, Eric with P, David with Q, Dan with R, S goes to Rick, Byron with T, Rick has U, W goes to Jimmy, and David has Y and Z. So let me print this out and we will get started on this 2-boxer. Thank you all for having a fun day here and filling up. How many boxes did we do today? I don't even know. 12? Something like that. It's been a long day, I know that. Hey, you got Jay, David. That's all that matters, bro. You got the big dog. You didn't get it last break. You got this break though. So you know what? That's your punishment for getting J. You got stuck with Q, Y, and Z, which they've been hitting too. Jimmy W hits, man. Just not a lot. All right. Let's do this. Last one of the night. Thank you, guys. I greatly appreciate it. I wanted to post these and get rid of them for a long time. We've just had too much stuff to post. Last break I got up, period, guys, is that prime cuts. Just 4 loose boxes. Again, I don't know what's been pulled out of that one box I sold on eBay. And then 6 boxes of the other leaf, and that's it. And then until Wednesday. I didn't expect Immaculate to run out so fast, which is awesome. All right, well, our cards are on top. We're going to go backwards this box. They did it opposite. Maybe that's a good sign. All right, so we're going to start off with the patch autos. 8 of 15, Philip Clark. And it's going to be P going to Eric. That's weird, they're backwards. That's the first time it's been like that. All right, next up. Very nice. Jacob Gonzalez, 2 of 5. That's J going to David. Shit, I don't have any other 180s here. I'll just top load them at the end. All right, next up we have an Adam Hall, 8 of 10, A going to Dan. Oh, Rick, I don't know. Start paying attention, old man. You got S and U. Next up, here we go with the W. Wilberto Rivera, 5 of 40, going to Jimmy. Got that W. I'm gonna have to top load these ones when I'm finished. I don't have any more 180s sitting here. All right, next up on the pink, we have a Luis Capizano, number 2 of 10, L, going to Byron. Would you say just took you little? That makes no sense. Just look you little. I'm not scared of you, Rick. Bring it, buddy. Afterwards, we'll go to an O's game and have a beer. Next up, we got Cole Brannon, C, going to Sarah. Number 24-25. Sarah, you finally got a good letter. You ain't even on watching. Made up for your day, probably. All right, on the pink prism, we have a Cole Turney, C again. Going to Sarah, 5 of 7. I'm going to the Green Bay Eagles game, Monday Night Football, dude. I'm super stoked. I got my tickets a couple hours ago. Finally wasn't lazy and got them. All right, these are back. I don't know what's going on with this box, guys. These are all backwards, too. Are they all color? I don't know. That's weird. All right, on the gold, we got a 7 of 25, Kyle Verbitsky. K. It's going to Sarah. Man, you're killing me, guys. Eric, you got G and you got P. Let me concentrate. I tagged you guys as it started. Next up, J, Josh Hatcher, 38 of 50. Going to David. This has been a long week with you guys. I spent too much time with you. All right, next up, good old Z, going to David, who bitched about that letter. 101. So there you go, David. The red wasn't a 5, it's a 101. Zach Hawkinson. I know it's not my job, Rick. It's not my full-time job. I was supposed to be doing my full-time job all day today, posted on eBay with my free listings, but I got lazy. Of course I have good customer service, man. That's what I pride myself on. Come on now, Rick. You should know that by now. All right, we got Miles Christian, 40 of 50, M, going to David. I don't think so, Eric. You might have gotten one so far. We already did the patches in the metal. They were in the front of the box for some reason. All right, next up we have a Rob Hamby, 8 of 15, R, going to Dan. So look at that. You guys bitch about the letter Z and it hits a 101. Now that's rare. I think there's only 2 guys for Z anyway. Next up, we got Dylan Gentry, 15 of 15. D, going to Ben. I spend more time with you guys than I do my family anymore. All right, on the green, 4 of 10, we have a Trent Vietmeyer. T, going to Byron. You know it's a good break when Byron jumps in and he's actually getting hits with me. It's been a couple of years. Next up, we have a Cardinal Fernandez Z's. These nuts, 18 of 50. C, going to Sarah. I'm not even joking. Look at this name, guys. Fernandez nuts. Too bad, Rick. Stop bitching. It's your fault for only getting 2, you slow ass. All right, 11 of 25, Eric Kaiser. E, going to Dan. Next up, another E, Elijah Gill, going to Dan, 40 of 50. Man, we only got 7 people on at midnight. Come on. Where's everyone at? I don't actually have them lives while we're here breaking baseball cards. All right, Baron Radcliffe, B, 9 of 10. Dan. Usually we got 20 strong at least. All right, next up, Tyler Hardman. Yeah, Hardman, 24-25 T. Going to Byron. Yeah, we need to get some Olaf in this one, man. He needs to come out. How about another Z? Zach Selmer for Crybaby David. 6 of 50. Look at that. 2 Z's. A 101 and an out of 50. Just messing with you, David. All right, next up we have an A. Aldrick Solari. 2 of 25. A going to Dan. Dan cleaning up. Next up, we have a Zachary Deloche. Look at that. 3 Z's. 18 of 50 going to David. All right, that has to be the last guy for Z. I thought there was only 2 dudes. Or is that the same one we got as the 101? And C going to Sarah. Cole Bevan. 3 of 15. I know, look at that. 3 Z's. Told you, every box is different. That's why I like this. It's fun. All right, and then another A. Aaron Walters, 4 of 25, going to Dan. Nobody skunked, right? And everyone hit so far? I don't think Ben, you hit, right? I think everyone's gotten hits, except for Eric, actually. I don't know if you got one or not in the beginning. I can't remember. And our last hit of this box, 21 of 50, Spencer Torkelson. Yes, he got picked on as a kid, going to Rick. I can't remember if you got one, Eric. I thought I got you a G. All right, last box. You guys want to do a 6-boxer of the 2014? I'll post it tonight. Just kidding. I'm done for the day. They got 25 autos too. They just don't have the metal autos. That's the only thing that sucks. And not all the cards are numbered. Only half. Some good names are in it though. We're gonna get some Brendan Rodgers. We already got Cornelius Randolph. He's gonna be a stud for the Phillies if we don't trade him. He's on the trade block right now. Yeah, probably. Pull some Gilbert Gottfried. All right. This box is the way it's supposed to be. All right, next up we have an S. Samuel Kakola. 44 of 50. S going to Rick. I don't have any 2014. I got 2015. Rick, I only got 2015. I'll do a break with them, dude. I have to charge too much. I had to pay retail for them, bud. It ain't worth it. I got to make something on it. Because they're so old. They're already cheap. All right, Aaron Brancho, 8 of 10. A, going to Dan. A's doing well, actually. They usually only gets like 1 hit a box. All right, next up we got another W. Wyatt Hoffman, 10 of 15. W going to Jimmy. Next up, Cameron Robinson, 38 of 50, or sorry, 18 of 50. C going to Sarah. I think that's what it is. If Sarah doesn't watch her breaks, she gets hits. Or she's just being really quiet tonight. Next up, we have a Franier Chavez, 25 of 50. That's F. Going to Jimmy. Another letter he complained about. Next up, we have an Evan Hooper, 29 of 50. That's E. Going to Dan. Cleaning up, Dan. All right, on the gold, we have a Max Clark, 17 of 25. M. Going to David. All right, next up is going to be another C going to Sarah. 4 of 5, Chris Jakeem. Or sorry, 1 of 5. Totally missed that. Why is wide a good one? Next up, Jason Pineda. 22 of 50. Jay, going to David. Dude, that's like I believe you got in Jay like all day except for like one break. How about an O? Oakley Albinson. 36 of 50. Going to Ben. There you go. We got an O. All right, next up, we got a Grayson Fletcher. 4 of 10. G. Going to Eric. There you go with a G, buddy. Next up, Hugh Fisher. 2 of 10. H. Going to David. I think we're going to hit all the letters. All right, for C, Cooper Davis, 4 of 50, going to Sarah. Open some more top loaders up, and we're almost to the metal. All right, next up we have a James Marinan, 4 of 25. Jay, going to David. Jay hits again. Johnny Kuhn Jr. 11 of 15. Going to David. I think this is that Pirates brother. Kuhn. He's selling well. I don't know about him, but the one that just got out was just in Bowman. All right, we got Nelson Vasquez, 7 of 50. N. Going to David. Look at that. We got an N. That's a rarity, too. Shut up, Eric. Next up, how about another Z? Zion Pettigrew, 6 of 50. Good player. Going to David. Good high schooler, I should say. They're all seniors, though. They all should be done this year. All right, next up we have a Jorge Ramirez, 3 of 5. Jay, going to David. Yeah, what's that? 4 Z's? All right, on to the metal. We got a Ryan Velati, R, going to Dan, number 2 of 10. No supers. So we only got 1 super in the whole case. That's crazy. Eric, what did we get in the last one? 3? Or was it 2? I can't remember. It was definitely more than 1. Next up, we have a Kyle Jacobson, K, going to Sarah. Numbered 1 of 30. That's a high number. I haven't seen any that high. Was it 2? Okay. I think we got more 1-on-1s in the last one, too. We only got 5 or 6 in this one. We did get a gold 1-on-1, though. All right, we have a Mark Vientos, gold prism 1. 10 of 10. M, going to David. Well, it wasn't a super. It was just a gold, like this. It was just gold, and it said 1-on-1. All right, good hit. Cole Turney, 12 of 40, going to Sarah. Again, I'll top load these once I go find some 180s in my house somewhere. Just ordered a bunch. All right, next up we have a Kyle Jacobson, 3 of 15, K, going to Sarah. And Sarah getting all these hits, made up for the day. She skunked in like 4 breaks. Next up, we have an Alejandro Terrell, 28 of 40, A, going to Dan. And end the break, going to Byron. Nice patch. Bumblebees. 2 of 10, Therese Fuller. And that is it, ladies. Good evening. Thanks for hanging out with me all day long. Wish we had cases to break instead, but oh well. I ran out. I didn't order a lot. We got a lot coming in December, guys. I understand most of you guys are saving for Christmas and stuff too, so